So I'm feeling a little frustrated today. Yeah, I have been a mom since I was 17. I know, 17. I've spent 45 years making sure that dinner's on the table, the house is clean, and everyone else is happy before I even think about sitting down. I've lived a life of a servant to my family and to my community, and I don't regret. I don't regret the love, but I do regret the expectation that a woman's job is to stay quiet and to keep everyone else pleased. But what makes my blood boil lately is seeing that same pleasing energy being weaponized against our girls. I see these high production gurus, these polished women on my feed. You know, the ones that look in the camera with the perfect lighting and all the makeup and say, "Well, if nobody told you today, I love you." Give me a break. You don't love my daughter. You don't even know her name, but you do know her credit card number and you know exactly how to hook her to get to her wallet. Yeah, that's right. So today we've reached a point where marketing is just, it's it's not advertising anymore. It's a con. It's always been a con, but now it's just so manipulated. It's manipulation disguised as sisterhood. You see it everywhere. You know, when they call you your bestie and they act like your neighbor while they're funneling you into a subscription. Or how about that massive reality TV dynasty? You know the family I'm talking about. The one that's famous for just being famous. They all have dark hair. You see, I won't even say their name because they've had enough of our breath and they've taken enough of our money. They've built an entire empire by making our girls feel less than so they can sell them the fix. They sell a lifestyle that is 90% filters and about 10% fillers. And then we wonder why our teenage girls are struggling with anxiety. It's because these girls are trying to use logic to understand a world built on emotional hooks. And I'm telling you right now, it's not a fair fight. No. So in my book, Mix, Stir, and Rise, A Girl's Recipe for Confidence That Grows With Her, I talk about building confidence. That's what it's all about. Grit plus Moxie plus critical thinking. And most people get the grit part, you know, where you have to muster up the courage to try something. And most people get the Moxie part where you gotta keep trying. After you fall, get back up and always be true to yourself. But that third ingredient, that critical thinking, it's a shield. Let me tell you, marketers are terrified of this. Critical thinking is the ability to look at a 30-second reel of a woman who's crying about her struggles and asking, is she being vulnerable or is she using weaponized self-awareness? So that you trust her and then you'll buy her $500 masterclass. See, if our girls had a marketing class in junior high, they would see that these gurus, they're just using the same old tricks. There's just so many more and so much of them. They're using the psychological triggers to bypass the brain and hit the buy button. But when we teach our girls to analyze the tactic instead of the message, well, we give them their power back. That's right. So I want to end today by giving you and your daughters a cheat sheet. If you see an influencer doing these 10 things, I want you to scream marketing and just keep on scrolling. Because once you see the con, it loses its power. And guess where that power goes to? Right, to you, to your daughter. So let's talk about pseudo intimacy. You know the hook where they say, well, I love you, or hey, bestie, to a million strangers. Think about that. All marketing. How about the weaponized vulnerability, crying on camera, specifically to sell a solution later in the video? And then we have the open loop. Like, oh, I found a secret that changed my life, but I can't tell you until the end. Well, you know that is a trap to just keep you watching. And then we have the worthless algorithm. Serving ads for skincare or weight loss the second a girl engages with sad content. That's almost criminal to me. We're setting our daughters up. The parasocial grooming, making you feel like you're friends so you won't question their ethics. And then we have the FOMO, the fear of missing out. Well, only 3 spots left. There's never just 3 spots left. How about the insider secret? Yeah, pretending that they have forbidden knowledge the system doesn't want you to know. But hey, for a price, you can get that knowledge. And then we have upward comparison. I mean, showing a day in the life of, it could cost them $10,000 to stage, and they're making your real life feel small. And then we have social proof overload, like using those 100 screenshots of results that can be easily faked, especially in this day and age. And then last, shame marketing, identifying a problem you didn't even know you had, which you probably don't even really have. Like the strawberry legs or the hip dips, just to sell a cure. So don't let them con you. And more importantly, don't let them con your daughters. Real confidence doesn't come from a bestie on a screen. It comes from grit to try, the moxie to keep trying and stay true, and the critical thinking to know when you're being played. I'm Cheryl, and this is PowHer Up. So let's start rising, but on our own terms.